Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, April 26th, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I find balance between my human nature and my mystical nature. Oh, wow. And we have a full moon in Scorpio Monday, 8:31 p.m. Pacific time. So I want to dig into that. I want to dig into this week ahead a little bit. I have boys in the other room watching things, so you may hear outbursts. Let me start with Mimi update. So we are moving this week. The pod comes this week. Movers come this week. All of that stuff is happening this week. I will show up when I can on camera, and I will always make sure that I can do a write-up for you. So we are in our last little bit here. Very potent timing with this full moon Scorpio energy. So I want to dig into this week ahead before I get into this full moon. One of the major things we have happening this week is we have Pluto going retrograde. Now, unless Pluto is sitting on you, meaning sitting on a potent planet or strongly aspecting a potent planet, so whether it's like a trine or a square, Pluto's at, 27 degrees right now? No, 26 degrees. So unless it's like working you directly, chances are you're not really going to feel this retrograde. But any retrograde is this inward journey, this inward pull. We go deeper into the aspect of transformation when we have Pluto going retrograde. In fact, this is our first retrograde since Mercury went direct. So look for going deeper into your process, which is actually goes so hand in hand with the full moon. We'll dig into that. But just be aware of that. Just be aware of that call to find your power from within with Pluto going retrograde. A lot of times we will, especially with Capricorn energy, like give that authority, give that power away. And this is like, oh wait, no, it's in me. So we have that happening on Tuesday. Nice timing with our move. The other thing I was looking at this week is we're going to have the Sun conjunct Uranus. That's going to be Friday afternoon. Now, number one thing to notice or note with Sun conjunct Uranus, anytime planets come together, they like amplify each other. So Uranus energy has super electrical, mental energy and can really overstimulate. So just be aware this week that that's incoming. Between the full moon and that, sleep may be a little interesting this week. So take it easy on yourself. Make sure you're spending a lot of time grounding and just realize Uranus can bring sudden change. Again, so in alignment with our moving, and it can trigger us. So as we build into that, you may find triggers coming up, and they're meant to help you evolve. They're meant to help you ultimately liberate yourself to something that's been hanging on that no longer works for you, but it doesn't mean it's easy. So those are the two things to be super aware of in this week ahead. Today, let's dig into today, Monday energy. So the full moon's not happening till the evening, but we're going to be feeling that full moon building, including the moon actually shifting into Scorpio at 9:18 a.m. So we're going to have like Libra moon void, of course, first thing in the morning. So you may find a little slightly out of balance, a little wonky, not really wanting to get up. One of the things I always feel when we're working with transformation energy is that sometimes the exhaustion works for us, because a lot of times we have to get out of our heads and we have to get out of our own way in order to fully work the transformation power. So, if you're feeling that way, all is not lost. Like, dig in, sink in, and work with the universe. Don't push against it. I know that doesn't work for everybody. We have to get up and pack. Still not done yet. A lot of people have to get up and go to work. I know there's a lot of take care of children. There's so many reasons why we have to get up. However, if you can just sink in just a little bit into that transformational vibration, I think you'll feel so supported. I really do feel like this is a major transformational week, and not just because we're moving. So, moon in Libra in the morning will be connecting to both Pluto, squaring Pluto. So again, we may get pulled out of our harmony, we may get pulled out of our balance, but how can you empower yourself through getting pulled out of that? And that Jupiter energy is like, okay, There's a vision. Are you in harmony with that vision for your future? Are you balanced with it? Do you believe in your worth of it? Do you believe that you are worthy of this thing? Come into balance, come into your power by realigning in that energy. Like I said, moon into Scorpio at 9:18 a.m. Pacific time. Oof. And then we have the moon and Mars connecting. The moon and Mars is the last connection before the sun and moon dance in their full moon. Let me see where we have Mars at. Oh yeah, we have Mars moving beyond the 0-degree energy. So we'll have Mars hanging out at 1 degree and even moving into 2 degrees. So hopefully that is bringing some of our energy back. I can't tell you how many people I heard from this week. I'm like, I don't know why, I'm just so tired. I'm like, yeah, Mars is at 0 degrees. But not everybody speaks that language, so they don't always get it. But it's fun. It's fun to share that. Anyway, that moon and Mars connection in the afternoon. I feel like this goes hand in hand with the Sabian symbol. So the Sabian symbol for this full moon at 7 degrees is a diver. A deep diver? What is it? Hold on. Hold, please. Deep sea divers. There we go. That's what it is. Deep sea divers. I have to bring my other screen back. There we go. Deep sea divers. And really, Scorpio is where we explore those depths. But Mars in Cancer is like, stop your rushing. Stop rushing. Be willing to go there with the feels. Be willing to dig in. Be willing to be present. Be willing to be a part of the transformation, come what may. What does that mean? I don't know. You know, the transformation process, there's so many different layers of feelings. It may be, I'm seeing torrential rains. It may be like torrential rains in Africa. It may be sunshine. It may be trees blowing in the wind. What is your process that you are being called into in this moment, and how can you be present with it? Now, being present with it doesn't necessarily mean that you get completely knocked over with it or by it. So do keep that in mind in and through this energy. Sometimes we do get knocked over, and that's okay too, but you don't necessarily have to. And I think a lot of times we will like push against and avoid feelings because we think that they're going to knock us over. And I think sometimes it is in the bracing that we cause, you know, the issues that ultimately do knock us over. So this is a call to like work with the wind and work with the waves and work with the energy, right? Deep sea divers, willing to go in, but also willing to go under the waves to see like, hey, what else is here? Beyond these waves of emotions, what else is here? Now, anytime Moon and Mars collide, especially in water signs, you may feel the feels coming on kind of strong. And Moon energy and Mars energy, I always say, can bring a little temper tantrum. So be aware of temper flaring. And then, like I said, we hit this full moon, this transformational energy, which goes hand in hand with that Pluto energy that we have going retrograde, this call to go deep within us. So there's not a lot that I have to say about this full moon in Pluto. It's not in Pluto. Full moon in Scorpio. There's not any other strong connections between the sun and the moon, but this is about finding your balance. Like, yes, you are here on earth to be this human. That's the Taurus piece in this. And yet you are this divine, mystical being with capabilities beyond what you realize. And that's the Scorpio. And we want to find a balance between the human and the mundane and your magical, and realize that you are this interstellar mix of these energies, and you are called to bring them forward and be empowered through this energy. So deep dive, be willing to go there, be willing to be present with your magical self, because the transformational process is really real. So let's look at these cards I have. Whew. Past life, I didn't even mention this. Between the Cancer energies, which can bring deep roots, like in our ancestor stuff, and Scorpio, Scorpio energy can always bring us into the death and rebirth process. We may have some deep things, deep held energies coming up to be explored and even potentially released. Anytime I have the projections card, this can be projections that we carry, whether projections from past lives, projections from ancestors, projections from others. Empower yourself beyond these projections. I have the Master card, and anytime the Master card comes up, it's like, ooh, this is a process, but it's not necessarily going to be easy. So are you showing up? Are you ready to be like, here I am. I'm ready for my next level of mastery. I don't know if we ever get to the master level, you know, but Spirit is saying success. Eye of the Tiger in your own personal process. And I think that goes with the projections card. Don't worry about anybody else's. This is your transformation game. And finally, I also have the Trust card. And the Trust card, too, is like about letting go and willing to dig in, willing to fly in, willing to go deep, willing to touch the unknown. So I'm going to leave that there. So you can book a reading with me. I will not be booking this week, but I will be starting again the week of May 10th. And I will be offering eclipse readings. So probably don't reach out to me yet about that unless you really feel called, but I will be setting those up probably after I get everything out of the apartment. So besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.